Hi guys, it's Kenzie, and today I got to sit down with three members of the New York-based band, The Break Inc. I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode of Groupies with the Band.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, that was a bit of a crazy thing. So the reason I couldn't click on the link is because I have a literal flip phone.
Oh, okay. That's why the text messages were coming up green.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. So how are you guys today?
Good. You know, the weather's pretty nice. It's blue and not rainy, which has been rainy like all week.
Bro, it's gray.
It's gray out.
How is it gray? It's blue.
It's
Do you
literally
do you
blue.
not see do you not see the clouds, man?
It's literally blue.
All right, he's being facetious.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, look at the gray clouds.
Oh, look.
You know what?
You're Kenzie, right?
Yeah, I'm Kenzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, do you guys want to start?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to start off with giving me your name, age, where you guys are from, and your positions in the band?
Oof. Let's see if I can remember all that. I'm Danny. I'm 29. We're all from Queens. We live in the same apartment, and I'm the lead singer-songwriter.
My name's Adrian, and I play rhythm guitar.
Okay.
I'm originally from Peru.
That's right. You are from Peru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm Gilby. I play bass. I'm 28. I'm really from Brooklyn, but Queens is better.
Queens is better.
Yeah.
Can't say anything.
Actually, people from Brooklyn are getting really upset if they hear us say that.
If they hear you say that Queens is better than Brooklyn.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's a big. I don't know. People from Brooklyn have a lot of pride about Brooklyn.
Then Brooklyn Pride.
You don't really hear about bands from Queens. It's kind of like, I think we're the only ones who actually advertise the fact that we're from Queens.
Yeah, because it's a shame that we are from Queens.
I don't know.
We're like the rich boys of the band world.
Rich boys, you kidding me?
This was the faith.
I will say I have heard and listened to a few bands from New York, and you guys are the first people that I've seen from Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to be a Brooklyn band is like the thing. It's like the scene, and we're 2 blocks from Brooklyn. Like I can literally see Brooklyn from my window. But
Yeah. Well, a lot of bands say they're from Brooklyn, but they might be from like a little small town in New York that's not even close to it. So you guys are being honest, and I like that you're being honest about being from Queens.
Thank you.
Yeah. That kind of leads into my very first question for you guys, which is kind of how did you guys all meet each other?
Oh, ain't that a story?
We all went to the same college.
Why are you spoiling like that?
Well, I mean, you should have built up to it.
All right, go ahead, build up to it.
All right, so one day I was walking along the street, happened to go to college, right?
Yep.
And I see this kid. He's wearing these boots, these black boots, denim jeans, and he has like this little black hoodie on. I also wore a hoodie at the time, so like I kind of meshed well with it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And he was like, I like Billy Joel. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I've heard of him. I don't care. And then we became friends. And then he came a year later.
That's. I think that's the first time I've ever heard you describe our first meeting like that.
Because technically, I first met you at the Hound Square. Cause we went to John Jay.
I was
Okay.
obsessed with Billy Joel. I think that's all I talked about back
Billy
then.
Joel and Coldplay.
And
Coldplay.
Oh.
This is 10 years ago.
That's
Has it
an
been long?
interesting
Yeah.
mix of people. Coldplay and Billy Joel being the two people that you talked a lot about.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of different stuff, but like not a lot of different stuff. I have very specific niches that I like.
Okay. Speaking of music and kind of like the different genres of music, kind of describe to me like the music that you guys make.
I would say alternative. I feel like
Yeah.
it's such a big umbrella.
Mhm.
I like to call it sad spaceman music,
Oh.
but that doesn't really. That wouldn't make
Not even a
sense.
descriptor.
It wouldn't make sense to you or anybody else who looks up our Spotify because none of those songs sound like that.
We kind of
Can't Happen Here kind of does.
All right. Well, we're finishing up our album,
Mhm.
and it's been like a year and a half in the making, and I've been writing these songs for like the last 4 years.
Mhm.
So those songs kind of sound like sad spaceman music. The other ones kind of sound like, I don't know, knockoff Beatles tunes.
Or Oasis.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I kind of get the sad, like, what you guys are describing there. I, most of the time, will describe some bands as, like, bedroom music, and no one really knows what I'm talking about. So I kind of get where you guys are coming from.
What do you mean by that? Because that means two things, and I'm stuck on the first meaning.
Bedroom music?
Yeah.
Like music you like to listen to when you're chilling in your room alone.
It's like vibe music.
Vibe music.
Vibe music.
So music. I'll say that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What inspired you guys to make music?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever thought of that.
Got an answer. It's all I hear. All I hear is music.
All you hear?
If I don't have something distracting me, I hear music all the time.
All I hear all day is you screaming.
Now you know why I don't listen to music.
You should be listening to music.
He gets very intense on PlayStation. He yells a lot.
Okay.
Bo is here.
Why do I make music? Or what inspired me to do it? I don't know. Why don't I have an answer to that? I think I do it because I like it, but that's such like a nothing answer. That doesn't really explain anything.
You grew up with it?
I guess, but my dad played music, but I didn't really ever play at home. I didn't really start writing songs until I went to college and I was 22.
Wow.
I think it was just an outlet that naturally happened. I just picked up a guitar and started writing songs.
That doesn't make sense.
It's another nothing answer, but I don't know. There's no profound kind of thing where I kind of just woke up one day and something happened and that led me to it. It's kind of like a boring answer. I guess I just started writing. I don't know.
I think the answer is listen to the music. You'll get the answer from the music.
That's even more of a nothing answer.
My dad took me to a concert when I was 14, and he paid off the bouncer so I would be allowed in. And I saw a Led Zeppelin cover band,
God.
A new cover band opened for them. This was in Peru, so it was more lax.
Okay.
No. Wait, I know the answer to this question. It was 1964, and I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan.
and that's to be part of it.
That's when I knew I wanted to do what they did.
But basically I saw these dudes up on stage, and it's the first time I felt like the bass and appreciated it as an instrument. It was like magic, and I wanted to learn how to do it. I still don't know how to do it.
Don't admit that.
I feel like when you go to your first concert, especially if it's something special to you, whether it's with someone special or just overall it was special, I feel like it sticks with you. And a lot of the time you kind of want to either keep experiencing that by going to a bunch of concerts or do what you guys do and kind of be the people that other people are seeing.
I go to a lot of concerts, but I like the playing more than attending. It's a weird kind of phenomenon. I see someone on stage and I'm like, I want to jump up there and just...
we're analyzing all the time. When we go
yeah, it's not an enjoyable experience most of the time. It's mostly I don't know.
You're learning. Always.
Yeah, you're learning, you're studying what they're doing.
Yeah.
We should talk about the time we went to that local show.
What local show?
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh, we went to Telescreens at Bowery Ballroom. It was a great show.
It was a great show, but I promise you, we were analyzing everything. We were like...
Well, I told Jackson after the show, I said, every time I watch you play, I learn something new, because he's a great inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
You guys opened for them, correct, a while ago?
That was almost 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like to open for them, and also, how did you get the opportunity to open for them?
So I first met Jackson at the Bitter End one time. A mutual friend of ours had a gig, and he pulled Jackson up on stage to play guitar, and he pulled me up on stage to sing. So that's how I first met him. And then, you kind of just run into each other a lot. You see each other's shows. I was walking by the Bitter End one night after getting off at the record store where I used to work at, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen the band before. I'm going to go in and see. And then I was just like, hey, man, if you ever want someone to open up for you, we'd be honored. And he was like, sure thing. And then, a couple months later, he extended the invitation to us. I feel like it was such a big learning opportunity. We were in kind of the middle of a transitionary period where part of half of our band was quitting and the other half was brand new, and we were still figuring out who does what and who's in the band
in the span of 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a very intense 2 weeks, and I'm glad we did it. It was a fun experience, but I wish we could go back and with a time machine and do a Marty McFly and fix the stuff that went wrong,
There's some parts of it that you're you're grateful for the experience, but there's other parts where you're oh my god, I wish that did not happen.
Yes, because that was just before we solidified our lineup. Like, we probably solidified our actual band like maybe a month or two after that, and we've grown so much in that year and a half. And I wish we could just take our current abilities now and just kind of drop ourselves back then.
You guys have 6 members right now, correct?
Yes, 6.5, maybe 7. I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to count Maggie?
No, so Maggie is a violin player that we've been working with the last couple of months, and she's really great. So yeah, I'd count her. She's great.
Is she the half?
Yeah.
Who are the other members of your band?
You got your sister.
My
Danny's
sister.
sister, Katie.
She does background vocals.
Okay.
You guys are so quiet.
And
I've been talking this whole time. I'm listening. See, I figured I should let him say something.
Oh, I figured Gilby would take one. We also got Mikey on guitar.
Mikey's lead guitar.
And we got Jason, our drummer extraordinaire.
He does. I don't know. We don't do interviews ever, so.
No, you know what? I'm so grateful for the experience to be doing your guys' first interview. This has been very entertaining so far.
Entertaining, I guess, is the goal, but I don't know.
The Three Stooges?
Today we are.
Can I be Curly?
Sure, as long as I'm. Who's the leader, Mo?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what is your guys' creative process like?
Oof.
Why do you say oof?
Ooh, I don't want to answer that question.
What do you mean?
You want the real one or the fake one?
Real one. I want the real one.
Real one? You sit down in the room for 3 to 4 hours, like, why can't we write anything? That he gets so upset that he has a spark of genius, like a diamond that's just in the making, all that coal just being pressurized into a diamond. And he's like, hey guys, I got a song idea. And then we sit there and be like, no. And then we work with it and then we do it.
That is not what happens.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, really? So a song doesn't happen until you have the lyrics, correct?
Yes.
All right, then.
So, from my perspective, I usually write most frequently on my own in solitude. In the past, I've usually come up with a chord progression first, then a melody that fits, and then lyrics after that. There's exceptions. Like one time I wrote lyrics first, but that was just one song. Okay. And then I take it to these guys, and usually, from my perspective, I'm like, this is going really well. Like, Gilby's got a bass part already. Like, he comes up with bass lines in like 3 seconds. And I'm like, okay, Mikey's got his lead parts. Sometimes I'm like, Jason, I need a very specific rhythm here. And he's like, okay. And then he wants to like make it really like complex because he's a really talented drummer.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, I want snare on 2 and 4, man. And he reluctantly does it. But.
So it's kind of like everyone does it together as a team, but you're leading it all together. And making sure that it like goes together and it's not just like a huge mess.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I think 2 days ago at practice, like for the first time ever, our guitarist Mikey, he wrote a really cool progression, and we played it through a couple times. We solidified the structure, and then I went home and wrote lyrics this morning, which has never happened. I've never written lyrics for someone else's progression before. So that's an interesting change of pace.
Yeah. Did you get all the lyrics done, or just kind of like a few of them?
No, I think I finished it. It took about maybe 40 minutes.
Oh my god, it only took you 40 minutes?
That's kind of long for me, actually. In the past, like, when I write, and that's only because I'm writing for someone else's progression.
Yeah.
When I have a progression that, like, I hear in my head, the melody usually comes next. You hum, like, almost syllables that fit. So, and I never write lyrics unless I have something to say. I've tried to, like, intentionally, like, I'm going to write a song today, but that's usually not how it works. Usually you want to say something, and then if you actually have something decent enough to say, it'll come out in 10 minutes.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Yeah.
That kind of leads me into, so I know you guys have 2 EPs out right now. You have Low Places, and then You All Know Who You Are. You kind of, like, described the process of, like, making the music, so I won't ask you the process of those 2 EPs. But what I will ask is, what is the inspiration behind some of the songs?
This is what I said. This is what I said at the beginning. Listen to the music. Take it away, Maestro.
All right, so there's definitely a big shift in terms of, like, those songs and the stuff we're working on now. stuff we're working on now is very like kind of depressing, introspective, kind of how do I describe it? Almost anxiety about the future. Those songs for those EPs was the main inspiration. There was a lot of angst and anger, I would say. Some of it's personal, but some of it is honestly just like a character that I wanted to write from the perspective of. I'm a big Beatles guy. I got some Beatles stuff hanging up and around the apartment. But like, there's a song called Maxwell Silver Hammer about like this serial killing dude. And I thought it'd be interesting to write a song from like the first person perspective of a murderer. So that was Eulogy. And a couple of the other songs are inspired by my experiences at my old job. I think I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, leave it at that.
So it's more of
none of them are romantic. Like none of them are like, a lot of people write like breakup songs or like.
Well, Unkind is kind of.
It's not about a romantic relationship. Not one that existed anyway.
Oh.
Just the
That's actually my least favorite song.
So it kind of comes more from experience that you're pulling from other things rather than like your own experience, but kind of a little bit of your own experience?
I'd say it's like a 50-50 mix of like autobiographical and fiction writing.
Okay. So it's a nice like mix of the two. It's not just your own personal experience and it's not just you grabbing it from others. It's kind of all of it mixed together.
Yeah, I feel like it would be too boring to just hear about, I don't know, like my life all the time. It's, I don't know, it's not that interesting.
Do you guys have your like favorite song from either of your EPs?
What's yours?
My favorite song from the EPs?
What's your favorite from Low Places and You All Know Who You Are?
Well, from Low Places is Low Places.
I was gonna say that.
I would go with Good Morning.
The reason why I don't want to say Good Morning is because Low Places has a lot more dynamics.
Sure, it's a more interesting tune. Good Morning's kind of like your straightforward pop tune. It's not very elaborate, but I like it.
I was gonna say Low Places too.
All right.
Because you said Low Places,
2 against 1.
My second one is what is it? I can't remember the name of the song. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would say from Low Places and Good Morning. Good Morning is what I would describe as a bedroom pop, and then Low Places I would describe as kind of like house show music. Like you would go and you would see someone perform that song live.
We're gonna play it tonight, so.
Yeah, so perfect.
And this guy wanted to take it out of the set list.
It's just so. I wrote that song, like 5 years ago? 2018 was 6 years ago, Jesus. So I write new songs all the time, and, you can only fit a certain number of songs into an hour and 15-minute set, so I want to put some of the new ones in and take out some of the old. We played Low Places like 1,000 times.
I want to play 1,001 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will say I have talked to a few people who listen to you guys, and a lot of people like Low Places, so I think you should keep it on the set list.
Okay. That's all right. Thank you.
As much as you might think it's overplayed for a reason. It's very much loved.
All right. Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Radiohead hates Creep.
We don't hate
it.
I don't hate it. I feel, I'm tired of playing it. But I will play it. And, you'll never know that from seeing us play live. We always try to perform like it's the first time we're performing, especially because it's going to be the first time people see us play sometimes.
Yeah, so you kind of want to make it a personal experience for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you almost sacrificed the song Low Places. That kind of brings me to, are there any sacrifices you guys have had to make to kind of get to where you are right now or be a band? And is there anything,
oh my God,
is there anything you regret also?
All right. Sacrifices, yes. Okay. You have to, this is just one dude's perspective of what it means to be in a band. You got to find guys who are on the same page as you.
Yep.
So we've known each other for 10 years at this point, 9 years.
Wow.
And we get each other. We understand one another. We break each other's chops a lot.
Yes.
But we're cool with it. We all kind of have the same vision. We all fit together nicely as puzzle pieces. Sometimes you start playing music with someone and those things are there at first, but then people grow apart and change. So we've had Jason is our favorite drummer and he's also our fourth drummer.
Oh, okay.
Mikey is our third lead guitarist.
Fourth.
Yeah. Who's the first?
There were three before.
Tony and Danny.
And Patrick.
Oh, well, he never. All right. Well, see, it's then you start getting into who's in the band and all that kind of stuff. So friendships get strained, friendships get broken.
Sometimes you never repair them again.
Yeah, sometimes. Other sacrifices. You gotta come home from a long day of work and then you get 10 minutes to change your clothes and then you got to pack into the car and all the equipment and drive all the way into Brooklyn for practice at Mikey's house. And it's you get home at 11 p.m. and then you got to wake up at work the next day. So it's work. It's hard work.
It's also literal work, playing 1 to 4 a.m. at the rally.
Yeah, we played some 1 to 4 gigs.
And home at 6.
Remember we did that double decker with the wedding?
Oh my God. So we played a friend of ours' wedding at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and then we had a gig that night at 1 a.m, and we didn't even sleep in between.
No.
And there's a lot of physical toll that takes that you take on. I get sick all the time because I think I overwork myself.
Yeah.
Which is, the vocal cords get strained a lot. Sometimes I can't sing. We had a gig in November and I had to apologize to the crowd. I was like, I'm sorry, I have no voice left.
Yeah, that was his sister's debut as a lead singer.
Yeah, I pulled my sister. I gave her the set list. I was like, sing as many of these as you can.
Be like, you sing. I can't, sorry.
Yeah. We actually turned it into a
karaoke.
Yeah, we started inviting random people from the crowd up to be here, who wants to sing this song? It kept it interesting.
I feel like that's kind of fun though. A lot of fans I know will hold up signs being like, oh my God, can I play the chorus to this one song? Can I come and sing this one song with you guys? And I think bringing up people kind of makes it more fun and more interesting, and it makes kind of a memory. It makes people remember your band, and maybe later on they can stick with you and be a longtime fan, or it will make them kind of realize that they also want to pursue music.
Yeah, we had something similar. I just thought of we played a gig last year, and we were doing a cover of Come Together, and there was this random girl in the audience who was like, can I sing with you guys? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And she came up and she belted it. She blew it away, it was a thing. And all kinds of runs and really talented. And what was she like? She was some singer from Algeria or something. Tunisia, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was just an interesting moment.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of bringing up someone, not realizing what's gonna happen. They just amaze you.
That could go either way.
Yeah.
We need to go the other way.
It could either be really good or really bad. There's no in between when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did hear you guys just mention that you played on a double-decker bus. Kind of tell me, what is your favorite venue you guys have played, and what is a venue you want to play in the future?
Wait, did we say double-decker bus?
No.
Is that what you said?
Oh, we said double-header.
Oh,
I said double-decker.
You know what? You probably said double-decker.
I said double-decker, not double-decker bus.
Okay, when I heard double-decker, I just immediately pictured double-decker bus.
That would have been much cooler than playing a double-header, but... wait, so what was the question?
What is your favorite venue you have played, and what is a venue you want to play in the future?
Gotcha. Well, I can answer that, but you go first.
Personally or band-wise? That's mine.
What's your favorite place to play, personally?
My favorite place to play is Lucy's.
Lucy's is a good spot.
Yeah. Because the sound is just amazing.
Yeah, we did the Pleasantville Music Festival 2 years ago, and they hired us for the after party at this town spot called Lucy's. It's fantastic. I love that place. And we've been going back every couple months ever since. It's just a homey type of vibe. You walk in and the place is decorated like a garage. So
like a 70s garage.
Yes, and it's like there's movie memorabilia everywhere, and there's old TVs playing old films from the 70s, and it's like a home, like you're walking into someone's garage to see a band.
It kind of sounds like the Hard Rock cafes a little bit, where they just have like a bunch of band stuff everywhere.
And there's like a bunch of arcade machines upstairs, and it's just a cool spot.
That's so cool.
My favorite spot is the Bitter End.
Yeah, mine too.
It's just because, I mean, it feels like home.
Mm-hmm. Is it a bar?
There's a bar, yeah. It's a bar in the, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, you walk in, the bar's right there, but...
It's the
Isn't it considered a dive bar?
No, I wouldn't call it a dive bar. Dive is like a negative connotation.
Not necessarily.
No.
Well, it's a historic music venue. I mean, a lot of people played there back in the day, like, you know, the Eagles and Randy Newman and everybody.
Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Lady Gaga started out there. You can even find like videos of Lady Gaga at the Bitter End in like 2004 or 5 or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We didn't answer the second part.
What was the second part?
What venue you want to play?
Yeah.
Oh, Albert Ballroom.
Yeah.
That's your stop?
That's not my stop, but that's like...
No, like that's the next big hurdle.
So like, I wanna start getting gigs at Mercury Lounge, and eventually from there, like, go to Bowery Ballroom.
I don't know, because I've been there, it doesn't feel that, because
I've seen all of my favorite bands. I've seen.
Yeah, me and him have been going to Bowery Ballroom since like 2017.
We got in for free at Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had a emergency, and the back door was open. We snuck in.
We snuck into a Greta Van Fleet.
You snuck in?
Yeah. This is like at the height of their popularity.
I have you guys on tape right now saying you snuck in there.
Bowery percents were very sorry.
If Bowery wants to, I don't know, hit us up for the tickets that we didn't pay for, then we'll be obliged. But it's that was an interesting experience.
Okay. Would you guys ever play Webster Hall? Or
I'd
want
love to.
Yeah. I feel like that would be right up your guys' alley.
We're like, we know a lot of bands on the scene. We've got some friendly relationships, so it's like, you know, hey, can we open up for you guys? And sometimes they're like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So we're looking for opportunities.
Yeah. That kind of leads me to my next question, which is, if you could open a show for any artist, who would it be?
Any artist in the world?
Any artist. It could be a friend. It could be like an idol. Just anyone.
You go.
I know, listen, if I can...
Do the Beatles or dead now?
Yeah, they have to be alive. They have to be alive and currently, like, doing performances.
I would say I would love to open
it's kind of got to like match our sound. Like
exactly. I would say Spoon. Like that's
Spoon is great.
Great.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to open for Spoon.
I would say Spoon because of the space stuff. I'd say Coldplay because they make good mesh.
Coldplay is like the last 10 years has been like more poppy stuff, but like like we really fit in really well with like 2002 Coldplay.
Yes.
But Spoon is great answer. Rick Daniel, if you're out there, you signed my album. It's over here. I love you.
Let me think. Oh, what is the funniest situation you guys have had during a performance?
Oh, I think there's plenty. Usually, a lot of them happen at the Red Lion.
So, I mean, we've got to, like, just differentiate. Like, we play different venues, and every venue has it's a different type of gig. So one venue might be like a cover gig we play for some money to help us fund our album. Mm-hmm. One venue might be like all our originals because we want to, you know, play for our fans who want to hear our original songs. So we've had some funny experiences in both, but Red Lion experiences are probably the funniest. Should we elaborate?
Yeah, do you have a specific story?
Well, okay, do you want to... I don't want to tell the Capo story.
Come on, that's the best one.
I don't know. It's not. No,
you mentioned it. You have to say it now. You already mentioned it.
All right, then I'll be.
Yes, be very.
Choose your word.
Choose your words.
So, at the Red Lion, especially the 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. gig, there's a lot of drunk people who love hearing old nostalgic songs from their youth, and it gets the crowd pretty hyped, excited. And sometimes in the course of the gig, someone will reach on stage and take something that belongs to you.
Oh.
Yeah. like, because it's pretty close up, you know, there's no barrier or anything. So people have picked up my tambourine and, like, ran through the crowd shaking it. And I'm like, all right, I need that for the next song. It's, I really can't say more than that.
Have any of you ever been grabbed? Like your leg or, like, clothes?
Grab? People...
You know what? Someone grabbed my guitar at the Red Lion in the middle of me playing a song.
People strum my guitar. Even if I tell them not to, they'll just do it while I'm playing.
They'll just, like, reach up and go, like...
Yeah, they'll just go, like...
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm pretty intimidating, so no one, like, touches me.
You
They think I'm security.
Yeah,
you
just,
can't
like...
talk because Gilby's sitting down, but Gilby's, like, 8 feet tall.
Oh.
I always take all the birthday requests. Like, it'd be any given night, 4 people have a birthday, and they wanted their name shouted out.
Or the worst is when people, like, they're, like, blackout drunk, and they're, like, stumbling around, and they're like, oh, I want to sing a song. And I'm like, no, you can't even stand up. How are you going to come up and
You're
sing a
talking
song?
to the wall.
There's a lot of experiences. If I had a nickel for every time someone held up their phone asking us to play a Taylor Swift song,
Oh, God.
yeah, that's... Well,
I think if they have, like, heard your music, hearing you guys play Taylor Swift would be such an interesting thing to hear.
yeah, I don't know what we would even do. I think I know, like, 2 Taylor Swift songs off the top of my head.
What are the 2 Taylor Swift songs?
I know Blank Space, and I know that, what's that Romeo and Juliet one? But I only know that because it's in The Bear.
That was in The Bear?
Yeah. Have you seen The Bear?
Yeah, I've seen The Bear.
Fantastic TV show. It's when he's driving in his car, he's doing, like, the staging episode, and he's singing along to it.
I think the song is called Love Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I could see you guys playing Love Story. That'd be funny.
We'll get right on it.
Yeah, I need to see that. I need to hear a cover of you guys playing Love Story at some point.
We'll record one.
Yes.
Without me? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you guys.
Sure.
Okay. What is your current goal as a band? I know you guys have, like, you're working on an album right now, but what is your overall goal right now?
You go. What's your goal?
To become better, fitter, and more productive.
Better, fitter,
happier, stronger. More. That's a Radiohead reference. Seriously.
Improve. I think that's what we want.
Yeah, but to what end? I mean, like, people often have arguments like, who's the greatest guitarist of all time? Is it Hendrix? Is it whoever? It's some 13-year-old kid in his basement who you will never ever meet. So yeah, you can improve and improve and improve, and then, but, like, to what end? I mean, you're gonna play for nobody. I mean, where do you want to end up?
Well,
all right, let's go to Gilby. We'll let you think about it.
Jesus. Well, my goal right now is to have a minimum of 70 people coming to each show.
We already have that.
That paid tickets? Like,
yeah, we sell regularly.
How much did we sell tonight? Like, online. Actually, much better. So, online, before the show happens.
At every gig, we usually sell 70 to 80 tickets.
No, but I'm saying, like, online, before anything, before it even closes.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
But the point is, I want guaranteed.
We do it guaranteed.
Oh, my God.
All right, whatever.
The point is, fine. I want 100 pre-show sales. Every show.
Pre-show.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, well, 100 pre-show, well, that's kind of a low bar. I feel like we're basically almost at that.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. You guys are almost there, so you have to get there.
Yeah, see, like, I'm thinking more long-term than both of you, I guess.
But that's not the next goal.
Well, she didn't ask the next goal. She asked, like, where do we see ourselves long-term, right? Or am I misinterpreting?
Well, no, what is your goal as a band for right now?
All right, right now...
It could change. It could change.
Short-term, like, when the album comes out, I'd like to headline probably at Mercury. In terms of long-term, it's such an interesting thing. A lot of people I meet, and a lot of people have said this, like friends, acquaintances, everyone's very hesitant to admit that they want a record deal. I'm the first one to admit, I'll take a record deal right up front. Like, yeah. I want a record deal. I want the exposure the record deal gets. And then the argument is like, oh, but they're going to take all your money and your masters and your rights. And I'm like, I don't care. I want the power that a record label has to get you really important opportunities, gigs, record more songs.
Oh, I know exactly the perfect example of that.
Who?
Water From My Eyes.
What do you mean?
You know how they're playing with Interpol and Spoon?
Sure.
And we were like, how the hell did they get that?
Well, granted, I want a record deal long term.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So.
Back to Adrian?
Yeah.
Oh, it said that I want to headline our show.
Oh, that was it? Oh, man.
We're not very, I don't know, imaginative over here, I guess.
So basically, you guys want to headline, have a record deal, and you want at least 100 people to start, guaranteed, to start coming to your show.
But it's not unattainable.
It'd also be nice to be able to release songs more frequently, like outside of an album.
Well, that's what we were doing. We were releasing songs like singles, and then I was like, you know what, I'd rather, one of our friends gave us some advice. She was like, don't do the singles thing. Everyone's trying to do the singles thing. Just make an album that means something. And I was like, okay, bet, we'll do it.
I know sometimes people, if you push out like one single, like the main single from your album, like a few weeks or a few days before your album, it kind of like helps a bit for people. It kind of gives the advertisement towards your album. And if people hear that, they'll be like, oh, this single is good, I will go listen to the album. But I do know that some people have had issues of like releasing half of their album as singles, and then people just don't care because they're like, well, I've already listened to half of it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But like, we weren't even doing that. Like, that makes sense. Like, if you have an album coming out, like one single can spark interest. Mm-hmm. But we were just like recording one song, putting it out, recording some other song, throwing it out. They were like standalone.
Right, as soon as it was finished, we put it out like the next day, almost.
Well, sometimes.
We don't even play them except for LSO.
No words we play.
No words in LSO, but we don't play.
Those are the two best ones. Well, that's because it's just too many elements.
Really hard to
that's a studio, like that's a recording. That's not a live song. I can't replicate that live.
I think it's possible.
All right, well.
Well, I wanted to thank you guys again for letting me do this interview with you guys, and it was really nice being able to kind of ask you a few questions and get to know you guys as a band a little bit better.
Thank you for interviewing us. I'm sorry that we're probably not the best interviewees because we're I feel like we're very scatterbrained.
What do you mean? We made her laugh like at least 20 times.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If we were the Three Stooges, that would be the goal. But we're not. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel a little scatterbrained frequently, but...
Well, I think it was a pretty fun interview, and you guys were very fun to talk to, so I think it went very well.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope you guys have a good show tonight. Hopefully, you have 100 people there.
Probably going to be like 250 people there.
250? Even better.
I don't know why Gilby is under...
I'm not under. It's not for us. It's just like walk-ins, man.
No, but they always end up becoming fans, and that's the goal. That's how you build a fan base. You know, like somebody walks into a venue like not knowing who's playing, and then they like what they see and then they follow us. People always come up to us afterwards and like thank us, and it means something to them, and that's important.
That's true. I do agree with that.
Well, it was really nice talking to you, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Candy.
Bye.
Bye.